What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm going to keep this short and straight to the point today. I've been working with traders here at Scalpers Hideout for a few years here, and I've seen hundreds of traders. We have got many different strategies. My whole point of view when developing Scalpers Hideout was to take all the different market views, different types of different bar types, different trading styles, extract the most important parts out of them and make these simple strategies, and all of them work. But I've noticed some things over the course of time here that a lot of traders have trouble with, and I'm going to break that down for you right now, and I'm going to tell you how you can fix it. So there's three basic reasons why you are having a hard time achieving consistency and profitability, even though you've been putting in the effort, you've been putting in the work, in replay, after hours, you've been doing everything and you want this so bad and you just cannot find this consistency. And the very first reason, and number one, is you don't know what kind of market you're trading. There's a thing called market regime. All right, you hear that a lot. And trending markets are a market regime. Ranging markets are a market regime. And that's just a simplified version. Market regime consists of a lot of different things and volatility and many different factors. But the main thing is that you can have a strategy that you find and you can trade really well with it one day. And then the following day, you get yourself deep in a hole. And then you'll have a couple good days with that strategy, and then you'll get yourself deep in a hole. And that's because you're using the wrong strategy at the wrong time. Your strategy needs to be matched to the market regime that you're trading. And that's really hard for people to understand. Because human beings in general, we just want absolutes. We just want, we believe that these bars are going up and down and that we have these measurement tools and that we should be able just to have a strategy that works. And you want to trade that strategy every day. We want that security and that safety of thinking we have found it. And, in this business, that's called the Holy Grail. Um, but so what I'm here to tell you is that's why 90% of traders fail, other than the patience and discipline issues that everybody's got. But the good news is that there are a few strategies that allow you to assess that market regime quickly and allow you to trade each and every market regime because you know what you're trading. So think about that, what I just said for a second, and you'll start to understand that that is the case. So for example, if you've got if you picked up some strategy on YouTube that uses this oscillator, with another confluence, and you're trading it one day and you made 50 points on ES, and the following day you come back and you're deep in a hole and you can't understand why. The first thing you try to do is you're just going to say this strategy doesn't work, and you're going to dump it and you're going to move on and you're going to kick the can down the road and you're going to waste years of your time. So, for example, if you have a strategy that's based on RSI and you're in a ranging market, and you're going to do fairly well probably if you're looking at overbought and oversold on RSI, and trading, trying to fade the edges of the range. But then the following day you get into a trending market and you try to do the same thing and you just get kicked in the nuts. That's the way that this works. You'll find that day, you get to the end of the day, and you have tried to short that thing over and over and over again, and it keeps blowing through your stop. And at the end of the day, the market just went straight up, and you were shorting all day long. And then you think to yourself, why was I shorting all day long when this market just went straight up? All I had to do was just get long at the bottom and sit there and wait. So think about that for a minute, and I know that's happened to you. So that's the first thing. You got to immediately, before you take a trade, you need to assess the market regime. And it's not just a matter of looking at it and saying, are we in an uptrend or are we in a range? There's 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 rules that you need to use, and you can do it quickly. This is not complicated stuff. But if you do that one thing right there, if you figure out what type of market you are trading before you start trading and use rules that match that type of market regime, you're going to solve 50% of your problems right there. Number two is you can't take a loss. You're going to have to learn how to take a loss 100%. There is no straight up equity curves in this business. And the way that you learn to take a loss is you need to be trading with size that's appropriate and a stop loss that doesn't cause you to wince when you take a loss. Your losses should not cause you to double down on your losers. And the size of your loss should be so minuscule that it's really just a pinprick. That's how you learn to take a loss. You keep the losses minuscule. I can help you with this too. I'm not a guru and I don't have the qualifications to make you a millionaire. But I definitely can help you get more consistent in your trading. And the third reason why you are having these issues is that your strategy that you're using doesn't permit you to take small enough losses. So you need a strategy that is going to let you know when you're wrong immediately. That's so important. You need to be able to keep those losses minuscule. And if your strategy needs to breathe too much, what happens is price starts going against you, and it just goes against you enough to hurt, just enough to make you want to hold on to that trade and not cut it because you're in just enough drawdown that you just feel that you don't want to have to dig out of it. And so you do one of two things. You either start adding to your losses, DCAing, doubling down, or you just sit there and hope and pray that it's going to come back. And so, you got to have a strategy that tells you immediately when you're wrong. And there's a particular genre of strategy that allows you to do that. And you just have to learn to take those small losses. And what happens is you take a little $20 loss, and then your next trade is a $100 winner. And so those losses stay small. After a while, you start to calm down a little bit. You start to realize that it's not that big a deal just to take a couple losses because they're tiny. So the three things are you need to assess the market. You need to know the market regime. You need to know what type of market you're trading in. Should you be fading the extremes or should you be using continuations in a trend? Secondly, you need to learn how to take the loss. And thirdly, you need a strategy that allows you to take small losses. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put my email up on the screen, and you can contact me if you're a NinjaTrader user. Um, I really want you guys that are the hungriest of the hungry, that have just been putting in the work and you just can't get profitable. If you contact me, I'm going to set up a couple Zoom meetings, regardless of whether you buy our tools or not. And I'm just going to make myself available to talk to you guys. I'll probably do 5 at a time. So 5 people at a time. We'll just get in a room and we can just talk about your trading. And I'll give you the details behind fixing these problems that I just described to you. And of course, let's be honest. I'm a software developer, and I want you to use our software. But I also have a real heart for the people that are struggling because, man, I was one of those people, and I wanted this so bad, and I would spend 10 hours a day in replay for years and years until I figured these things that I just told you out. And so today I'm going to make that offer to you. Email me at that email address. You got to be a NinjaTrader user, and I need the people that are really trying hard. And I'll give you a link to a calendar. You can book it, and we'll jump in a room. We'll try to get a few people in there, and I'll see if I can help you a little bit. All right, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Talk to you soon.